Here is my random mint patch that I'm hoping will extend all the way over here and cover that spot. Here I planted some melons, but something ate them, so I planted some squash and something ate them. Don't mind that. Over here, we did potatoes, black beans, and squash, and I tried to do the squash in the back so I could trellis it up the fence, but we had some really big storms come through, like major storms, and this got out of hand, so there's no trellising anything now. We're just gonna let it do what it does. Over here, oh jeez, I planted carrots and covered them with grass. They're still coming up. Same thing over here. I just did not cover these ones with grass clippings. And these ones, and they seem to be doing okay. A lot of them keep popping up, so we'll see. We're just gonna keep this the way it is. Lots of weeds, because who has time to weed when you have a 4-month-old baby? Then over here, I did a tomato wall. I started tons of tomatoes this year and peppers, and I sold a bunch of them, but for some reason I thought people would want cherry tomatoes more than they did. So I grew a ton of cherry tomatoes and had a ton left over. I didn't want to get rid of them. I had this little random, I mean, it's only probably 1 square foot this way by like 20. So I made a tomato and bean wall, and it has gotten completely out of control. So like I said, we're gonna let it do what it does. Look at my sunflowers. All right, so then let's walk this way. Rain barrel I never used. Here we have strawberries that I grew these all from seed this year. And because I had my baby in March, I couldn't get all of the things out that I wanted to when I wanted to, so I didn't get out here until probably like the middle of May to plant everything, so I know I wasn't gonna get any strawberries planting everything in May. These are alpine strawberries, and they said it didn't spit off runners, but I mean, like, I've got runners everywhere, so I lied. Lemon balm, sage, we've got onions, chamomile, same thing, we just, all the leftover herbs that I had grew this year, threw them in here. We're gonna see what it does. All right, so we were here. Sunflowers and cucumbers, sunflowers, cucumbers, and dill. Yeah, I don't know. Nothing's planted here, it's just a bunch of weeds and random stuff. I actually built this entire garden last year out of recycled pallets because I work for a paper company. So pallets were super accessible, and they were heat treated pallets. And I put landscape fabric in them so that, you know, no chemicals. But you see, like, pallet wood is not the best wood. So I think next year we're gonna take this all down and replace them with these galvanized ones that I bought this year. So this is a hot mess. We've got kale that went to seed, and I'm just letting it do its thing. I used to grow in kiddie pools, so that's a leftover one. Summer squash is in here. This was a giant tomatillo plant. I mean, it was huge. It looked like a tree, and the big storms came through and snapped it in half. See? But we'll see. I mean, I'm kind of just like a we'll see what happens gardener. More tomatillos, more summer squash. This was lettuce. See, a kiddie pool. I kind of just let this do whatever it's gonna do. The lettuce reseeded itself from last year, and I'm just gonna let it reseed itself this year. We didn't really eat too much lettuce this year. Just a bunch of, you know, weeds everywhere. So I can't get out here to get this under control. Over here was my cabbages, onions, broccoli, Brussels sprouts. The wind blew off my cover, snapped them. I mean, the storm that came through was like tornado storms. We didn't get hit with a tornado, but the nearby towns did. We got one cabbage in there growing. Doesn't look like it's been eaten. I mean, like, look, they just destroyed, went to town on these. Broccoli's growing back some shoots, so that's cool. There was onions in here. Looks like those have died. This is just, was very promising, and I can't grow cabbage in the spring or summer. I mean, obviously spring, I had a baby, so I couldn't get out here, but there's no way I'm doing this in the summer again. We're gonna do a fall garden this year. Giant weed, don't know what that is, but looks like the beetles like it, so go for that, not my plants. Over here, I've got eggplants. This is, gotten out of control as well. So we've got eggplants, lemon balm, peppers, tomatoes, and then, I mean, all up here, this front is actually supposed to be peppers. The tomatoes got out of hand. I couldn't get to them quick enough to stake them, so they're just, I'm kind of just letting everything do its thing this year. I actually have like 10 gallons of peppers and tomatoes in my freezer from last year that I never did anything with, and I really want to learn how to can. So if I don't get anything this year, it is what it is. I mean, you see some tomatoes in there. See? Some little clusters. A little more. The peppers, I don't know. They don't look like they're gonna get much love this year. We got beans. All right, we have a volunteer tomatillo in the aisle. More volunteer tomatillos right here. This was where my garlic was, and in that kiddie pool, and I grew 120 heads of garlic. They weren't giant heads of garlic, but in all honesty, I don't eat fresh garlic like that, so I'll probably mince it and freeze it. There's a lot of weeds. We got some peppers. These look like they're bell peppers. Peppers. A nasturtium, look at you. You're so beautiful. Grew those from seed. Volunteer tomato. Over here, we've got hot peppers. And winter squash was supposed to trellis up the back, but obviously couldn't get out here. Once again, I say it again, could not get out here in time. So they're kind of just taking over. It is what it is. Next year we will hopefully not be pregnant, and knock on wood. So hot peppers, I don't know what this is. These things just keep popping up all over my garden, and I'm so tired of pulling them that I'm just gonna let them do what they do. I don't know what they are. Here's my potato bed. We have earwig problem. I've heard that a lot of people do, so they got eaten up, but I think we'll still get potatoes. Ow, something just bit me or poked me. I did see a potato in here, and it looks like I'm getting more like little potato shoots, so something is digging them up. Awesome, right? Winter squashes, more peppers. This is a Big Jim chili. So every year, which I'm about to go do right now as we speak because I got a rebate, we have Menards here. I'm in Illinois, and there is a seed. I can't remember what it's called right now. I will put it on here. That every year it will go on clearance. So like sometimes it'll go from like 25 cents to 17 cents, then to 11 cents a package. I go stock up on those. This is a Big Jim chili that they sell for that brand, and look at all, like, I mean, all of these are Big Jim chilies. They are doing amazing. That seed company, I get 100, I kid you not, 100% germination. I mean, maybe 99.9, I'm not gonna say 100, but they do fantastic. So I stock up on them. These are last year's Big Jim chili seeds from 2023, and look at them. They're beautiful. So don't know what this is. I'm sure somebody does, but I mean, it just popped up. Whatever. I had parsley over there, some trash. My shovel. I'm gonna have to go around. We have a berry bush that technically was part of my yard, I believe. But when they put the fence in, my yard is like crooked, so they had to do it straight, so they couldn't go out here. It gets boysenberries. They're like wild berries. And I ate some last year, but the birds just like go crazy with it. But it comes through my fence and it drives me nuts because then I have to cut it. And you know, I do want berries, but I also need this space back here for food. Peppers and things like that. Okay, let's get through this random jungle. All right, so let's go back. You know, try to get through here. I think eventually I'll come out here and weed whack, but you know, I have limited time. My baby's sleeping, so it's the only reason I got out here today. Here was my indeterminate tomatoes. As you can see, the storm has destroyed everything. They were trellised up. Now they are laying down. And I have so many tomato plants that I'm just gonna, you know, it is what it is. I mean, we've got some humongo fruit on here, but I don't have time to come out here and try to fix whatever mess this is. My baby's sleeping. Okay, so then right here, this is, I think I showed this is already my summer squash. This is a random empty bed that garlic was also in. Probably use it in the fall. I'm not putting anything else in this garden this year for the summer. Oh, there was a squirrel or something on my fence. Scared the crap out of me. Look at that giant spider right there. He's just guarding these tomatoes. I think he may have to go. These are cherry tomatoes that I wanted to trellis up. And these are called, I believe, Cherry Falls. So they literally just like cascade down. So I planted these at the edge of the bed and I'm kind of loving it. I might have to do that somewhere else next year. And then we have a random basil right here that I should probably not let go to flower. And we have, ooh, he moved. Ew, look at him. Oh, I do not like spiders. I know they're good for like pests and things like that, but I do not F with spiders. We have sweet potatoes in here. This, another one of these stupid weeds. I don't know what this is. We have sweet potatoes in here. They look like they're doing okay. Look at, they're trying to go up the fence, if you can see. Or up the, you know, trellis. I don't know. I'm kind of just a chaos gardener. And I like to just throw things wherever they'll go. And then I regret it. But I also love it at the same time. So I don't know. I mean, I've got like seed trays that onions were in them. They burned alive. And there's my giant sunflower. Look at him. Those were volunteers from last year. Love it. They're so beautiful. They're so tall. It's awesome. So yeah, this is my jungle. Next year, I think we're gonna take this bed, all these wood beds, and replace them with the galvanized raised beds. I do like growing in kiddie pools, but you can only grow so much in a kiddie pool because they're super shallow. Look, I've got a tree growing. That's cool. So I don't think I'm gonna do the kiddie pools in here again next year. I really liked them for lettuce. as you can see, like, this was all volunteer lettuce that came last year, or that was last year. It came back up this year, but I never got to it in time. So, I don't know. I think we were kind of lettuced out from last year. I do have a cabbage here. There was one there, but I don't think he's gonna do anything. This one was actually doing really great, and then something found it. And then this is some type of cabbage, I believe. I don't know what this is, but I planted it. I don't know. If anybody knows, let me know. But yeah, that's my jungle. This is my hole. You have a tree down. Well, not an entire tree, but a tree branch. That's my garden. I would make this my entire backyard, but this is not gonna probably be my forever home. I've been here 5 years, and I need more land because I want the biggest garden possible. My goal is to eventually be able to grow and preserve my own food. I'm going to teach myself how to preserve, do canning this year, and freezing and all that. That bird just scared me so much. So I need more land for that. And I live in a neighborhood in the country in the middle of Illinois, but it's a really nice neighborhood. So we have an HOA. So obviously, like, I mean, I'm on a little over a 1/4 acre, but I can't do whatever I want to the front yard. I can do whatever I want to the backyard, but I also have a dog. So see, country. Oh, I love it out here. But I have a dog, so she also needs room to run. We used to have 2 dogs. We just rehomed one of them because he's a husky, and he wasn't doing too well with the baby. So, you know, baby trumps puppy. Like I said, don't mind that. That's legal here.